As the stars shimmer softly above, let your mind drift and your heart relax. Tonight, we embark on a journey to a faraway land, where the gentle light of the cosmos guides our steps and whispers of ancient secrets fill the air. Close your eyes and imagine the vast expanse of the universe stretching out before you, where dreams and reality intertwine. Let the calm embrace of the night wrap around you as we follow Prince Caelan on a peaceful quest through the mysteries of the stars. Allow the soothing rhythm of the story to guide you and gently drift into a world of wonder, where dreams carry you to the farthest reaches of the universe. Once upon a time, in a land where the sky shimmered with 1,000 stars, there was a kingdom ruled by a wise and kind king. His son, Prince Caelan, was not like other princes who sought fame through battle or adventure. Instead, his heart yearned for knowledge that went beyond the borders of his kingdom and stretched into the endless mysteries of the universe. Every night, while others slept, Caelan would climb to the tallest tower of the castle and gaze at the stars. He would sit for hours, his eyes tracing the patterns of the heavens, wondering what secrets they held. The court astrologer, an ancient man named Elisa, often joined him, murmuring tales of stars and prophecies that had been passed down through generations. One evening, as the moon cast a silver glow upon the kingdom, Elisa came to Caelan with a look more serious than ever before. In his hands, he held a scroll bound with golden thread, its parchment yellowed with age. "My prince," Elisa said, his voice low and trembling, "there is something you must know. The stars have spoken, and they reveal a path few have dared to walk." Intrigued, Caelan urged the astrologer to continue. Elisa unrolled the scroll, revealing ancient writing that glittered faintly in the moonlight. "Long ago," Elisa began, "there was a prophecy, a tale of a crystal hidden beyond the realms of man. This crystal, known as the celestial crystal, is said to hold the knowledge of the universe. It reveals the secrets of the stars, the truths of time, and the wisdom of the cosmos itself. Whoever possesses the crystal will not only understand the workings of the heavens, but will also have the power to protect or destroy the balance of all things." Caelan's heart quickened with excitement and fear. The weight of Elisa's words sank deep into his soul. "And where is this crystal?" Caelan asked, his voice barely a whisper. Elisa sighed. "No one knows for certain. The crystal lies hidden in the celestial realms, far beyond the reach of mortals. To find it, one must follow the signs written in the stars, face trials of the heavens, and above all, be worthy of its knowledge." For a moment, silence filled the air, broken only by the soft rustling of the wind through the castle's banners. Caelan's mind raced. The idea of unlocking the mysteries of the universe stirred something deep within him. something that had always longed for more than the life of a prince tied to the earth. "I must find it," Caelan declared, his voice resolute. "If this crystal exists, I will be the one to seek it." Elisa nodded slowly, though his eyes betrayed a flicker of doubt. "This is no simple quest, my prince. Many have sought the crystal, and none have returned. The trials that await are not for the faint of heart. To walk the path of the stars is to challenge the very order of the universe itself." "I understand the danger," Caelan said. "But if I can unlock the secrets of the cosmos, think of all the good I could bring to the kingdom. The knowledge could end wars, cure sicknesses, and guide us to a brighter future." The old astrologer smiled faintly, though sadness lingered in his gaze. "Very well, Caelan. I will help you prepare. But know this, the journey you are about to embark on will test more than your strength or your wisdom. It will test your heart, and only those who remain true to themselves will find what they seek." With that, Elisa handed Caelan the scroll, its ancient words glowing softly in the moonlight. "This is the first step. Study it well, for it will guide you to the one who can show you the way to the stars." As Caelan took the scroll, a sense of purpose filled him, stronger than anything he had felt before. He knew that his destiny was written in the stars, and that the celestial crystal was the key to unlocking it. The journey ahead would be perilous, but he was ready to face whatever the cosmos had in store for him. And so, with the stars twinkling above him and the prophecy echoing in his heart, Prince Caelan's quest for the celestial crystal began. Days passed, and the excitement of Prince Caelan's quest only grew. Armed with the ancient scroll, he sought out the kingdom's greatest scholar, Master Alon. His tower was filled with astrolabes, telescopes, and ancient star maps, each more intricate than the last. It was a place where the heavens and earth seemed to meet, and it was here that Caelan hoped to find the key to his journey. As Caelan entered the tower, Alon greeted him with a knowing smile. "I have heard of your quest, young prince. The stars have whispered of your coming," the old astronomer said, his eyes gleaming like the constellations he so often gazed upon. "But tell me, what do you seek from the stars? Knowledge, power, or something greater?" "Knowledge," Caelan replied earnestly. "The knowledge of the universe. I have heard of the celestial crystal, a crystal that holds the secrets of the cosmos. I wish to find it, to learn its truths and use them for the good of my kingdom." Alon nodded thoughtfully, his long beard brushing against the floor as he turned toward the vast telescope that dominated the room. "The celestial crystal is more than just a relic of power, Caelan. It is a bridge between worlds, between the known and the unknown. Many have sought it, but only those with a heart pure of ambition may possess it. It is said that the stars themselves will reveal its location to one who is worthy. Altheon led the prince to the telescope, gesturing for him to look through the lens. Caelan gazed into the night sky, and what he saw took his breath away. There, beyond the familiar constellations, was something he had never noticed before. An arrangement of stars that glowed more brightly than the rest, forming a pattern unlike anything he had seen. "The 7 stars of eternity," Altheon explained, his voice reverent. "These stars hold the key to finding the celestial crystal. They are hidden from most eyes, visible only to those chosen by the prophecy. But their light is not constant, Prince Caelan. They shift with the cosmos, and it is through their movement that the map to the crystal can be traced." "A map in the stars?" Caelan whispered, his heart racing. The idea of a cosmic guide thrilled him, but it also filled him with a sense of overwhelming wonder. "Indeed," Altheon said, pulling a dusty tome from a nearby shelf and flipping it open. Inside, there was a diagram that matched the star pattern Caelan had seen. This ancient text speaks of the 7 stars and how they align to reveal the path to the celestial realms. But the journey is treacherous, and you must follow their light carefully, for even the slightest deviation could lead you astray. Caelan's gaze remained fixed on the stars. "How do I follow their light? How will I know when the time is right?" Altheon smiled, placing a hand on the prince's shoulder. "The stars will guide you, my boy. But first, you must understand their language. The movements of the heavens are subtle, and only by studying them will you be able to discern the path. I will teach you how to read the skies, but it is up to you to follow them." For days and nights that followed, Caelan studied under Altheon's guidance. The astronomer taught him the ancient ways of reading the stars, of charting their paths, and understanding their rhythms. Caelan learned of the constellations that govern the seasons, the planets that danced across the night sky, and the mysteries of the distant galaxies that lay beyond mortal sight. Every night, Caelan would return to the telescope and watch as the 7 stars shifted in the heavens, slowly aligning into a shape he recognized from the scroll, the shape of a key. One evening, as the stars glittered like diamonds on velvet, the key shape completed itself, glowing brighter than ever before. Caelan's heart leaped. The moment had arrived. "It is time," Altheon said softly, standing beside the prince. "The stars have revealed the way." Caelan nodded, his determination stronger than ever. The journey he had dreamed of was about to begin. With Altheon's guidance, he packed what he needed for the quest: a sword for protection, the star map, and a heart full of courage. As Caelan prepared to leave the observatory, Altheon spoke one final word of warning. "Remember, young prince, the stars are but guides. The trials ahead will test you in ways you cannot foresee. Trust in the light of the 7 stars, but trust also in yourself. With the stars twinkling above him and the path to the celestial crystal shining in the heavens, Caelan set forth on his journey, knowing that his quest for universal knowledge had only just begun. The stars stretched out before Prince Caelan like a glittering road, their light guiding him into the unknown. Armed with the knowledge he had gained from Master Altheon, the prince set forth from the kingdom, journeying beyond the borders of the known world. His heart was filled with anticipation and the weight of destiny. Each step felt like the opening of a new chapter, one that would lead him closer to the secrets of the universe. For days he travelled through valleys and over mountains, through forests so thick that no sunlight could penetrate their canopy. But by night, the stars above shone brighter than ever, their silver glow lighting his path. Caelan consulted the star map Altheon had given him, watching as the 7 stars of eternity shifted slightly each night, always pointing him in the right direction. He knew he was getting closer, but the path ahead was shrouded in mystery. One evening, as the sun dipped beneath the horizon and the sky deepened into twilight, Caelan found himself at the edge of a strange and eerie forest. The trees here were unlike any he had seen before. Their bark gleamed like polished obsidian, and their leaves were a shimmering silver. The wind that passed through them carried a faint, musical whisper, as if the trees themselves were speaking in the language of the stars. "This must be the forest of stars," Caelan murmured, recalling the tales Altheon had shared with him. "A place where the heavens and earth are connected." Determined, the prince ventured into the forest, his every step soft upon the starlit ground. The deeper he went, the more he felt the presence of something ancient and powerful, as though the very essence of the cosmos pulsed through the trees and the air. He glanced up at the night sky, where the 7 stars continued to twinkle, their pattern now forming a perfect arc above him. He was on the right path. Hours passed, and soon Caelan reached a clearing in the heart of the forest. In the center of the clearing stood an ancient, crumbling stone archway, half covered in vines that glowed with a faint blue light. It was unlike anything he had seen before, and yet something about it felt familiar. As he approached, the air around him shimmered, and a voice, soft as a breeze, echoed in his mind. "Only those who seek with pure intention may pass." Startled, Caelan stepped back. The voice seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere at once. Gathering his courage, he addressed the unseen presence. "I seek the celestial crystal," he declared, his voice steady. "I seek not power for myself, but knowledge that may guide and protect my kingdom." The forest grew still, as if holding its breath, waiting. Then the archway began to glow brighter, and through its stone frame, the air seemed to ripple like water, revealing a shimmering path that stretched beyond the limits of sight. Caelan knew that this was the gateway to the celestial realms, the place where the celestial crystal awaited him. Without hesitation, He stepped forward. The moment his foot crossed the threshold of the archway, the world around him shifted. The forest vanished, replaced by a vast expanse of stars and swirling galaxies. Caelan felt as though he were floating, weightless, suspended between the heavens and the earth. Yet he could still see the path before him, now made entirely of starlight, leading onward through the cosmos. As he walked, he marveled at the beauty of the stars surrounding him. Nebulas swirled like distant oceans, and planets shimmered with colors he had never known. But he was not alone. Caelan soon realized that figures made of light and shadow watched him from the corners of his vision. Celestial beings, perhaps, though they did not approach him. Their eyes, if they had any, seemed to measure him, weighing his worth. After what felt like hours of walking through the endless starlit realm, Caelan heard a distant hum growing louder with each step. The hum became a song, a melody of the stars themselves, and at its center he saw them, the celestial guardians. 3 beings, their forms shifting like constellations, stood at the end of the path, guarding the way forward. The moment Caelan laid eyes on them, he knew that the true test of his quest had begun. One of the guardians, a figure of pure light, stepped forward. "You have journeyed far, Prince," it said, its voice like the sound of the wind through the stars. "But your quest is only just beginning. To pass through our realm, you must face the trials of time, space, and light. Only by mastering these will you be deemed worthy to seek the celestial crystal." Caelan bowed, his heart pounding in his chest, but his resolve stronger than ever. "I accept your challenge," he declared. "I will face whatever trials lie ahead." And so, the first trial began. With the celestial path ahead illuminated by starlight and the weight of the universe resting on his shoulders, Prince Caelan's quest continued, each step bringing him closer to the knowledge that had eluded humankind for millennia. Prince Caelan stood before the celestial guardians, their forms shimmering with the light of distant galaxies. They were beings of pure cosmic energy, shifting and flickering like stars caught in the winds of eternity. Each of the 3 guardians represented a force beyond mortal understanding: time, space, and light. Their eyes, if they could be called eyes, glowed with an ancient wisdom, and their presence was so vast that Caelan felt like a mere speck in the universe. Yet, he stood tall, ready to face the trials they had spoken of. The guardian of time, a figure wrapped in swirling mists of stardust, was the first to approach. Its voice was soft, yet it seemed to echo through the ages. Time is the river that flows endlessly, shaping all things. But it is also the force that can be bent and altered by those who understand its currents. Your first trial, Prince Caelan, is to navigate the stream of time without losing yourself in its depths. Before Caelan could ask what the trial entailed, the guardian raised its hand, and the world around him shifted once more. The starry expanse vanished, replaced by a swirling vortex of moments, past, present and future all colliding in a dizzying whirl. Caelan saw flashes of his own life, his childhood, his time studying the stars with Master Altheon, and fleeting glimpses of what might be, a future filled with knowledge, but also danger. The vortex pulled at him, threatening to overwhelm his senses. Time was unraveling before him, and he could feel its weight bearing down on him, trying to drag him into its endless flow. But Caelan remembered the words of the Guardian. He had to navigate the river, not be consumed by it. With all his might, Caelan focused on the present moment. He felt the pull of the past and the allure of the future, but he did not let them sway him. His heart beat steadily, anchoring him in the now. Slowly, the chaotic swirl of time began to calm, the flashes of moments dimming until they became a steady, gentle stream. The guardian of time reappeared, its voice filled with approval. "You have passed, Prince. Few can resist the temptation of altering the past or glimpsing the future. But you have shown wisdom in remaining in the present." As the world returned to the starlit realm, the guardian of space, a being whose form shifted like the vastness of the cosmos itself, stepped forward. Space is infinite, ever expanding and ever changing. Your second trial is to find your way through the endless void, where no paths are visible and no directions are clear. In an instant, Caelan was plunged into darkness. No stars, no landmarks, no light. The void stretched around him in every direction, vast and featureless. He felt as though he were floating in the emptiness between worlds, utterly alone. Fear gnawed at his heart. How could he find his way through this endless abyss? But then a thought came to him. The stars. Even in the darkest of nights, the stars always guide those who look to them. Though they were not visible here, Caelan knew that they still existed, somewhere beyond this void. He closed his eyes and trusted in the map that had led him this far. The 7 stars of eternity. He could feel their presence, faint but steady, like a distant heartbeat. Focusing on that sense, Caelan took a step forward and then another. With each step, the darkness seemed to loosen its grip on him, and soon faint pinpricks of light appeared in the distance. They grew brighter as he moved, until finally the void parted like a veil, revealing the stars once more. The guardian of space appeared, a shimmering constellation of stars swirling in its form. "You have passed, Prince. In the face of infinity, you found your way by trusting in the light that cannot be seen." Relief washed over Caelan, but the final guardian, the being of light, now approached. Its form was radiant, so bright that it hurt Caelan's eyes to look directly at it. Light reveals, but it can also blind. Your final trial is to face the light and find the truth hidden within it. A blinding flash enveloped Caelan, brighter than the sun, forcing him to shield his eyes. He was surrounded by light so intense that it threatened to overwhelm him. The brilliance obscured everything, turning the world into a sea of white. But he knew that somewhere within the light, a truth awaited him. Fighting the urge to close his eyes, Caelan forced himself to look beyond the brightness, seeking the hidden truth. Slowly, the light began to shift, revealing shapes within it. Figures, moments, and memories, all intertwined. He saw the crystal glowing faintly within the light, and with it, he saw his own reflection. The truth, he realized, was not in the crystal itself, but in the seeker. The light dimmed, and the guardian of light spoke. "You have passed, Prince. In the brilliance of the universe, you found the truth within yourself." The three guardians stood before him once more, their forms gleaming with cosmic power. "You have faced the trials of time, space, and light," they said in unison. "You are worthy to continue your quest. May the stars guide you as you seek the celestial crystal." With that, the path of starlight reappeared before Caelan, glowing brighter than ever. His trials were complete, but the greatest challenge still awaited him. And so, with the blessings of the celestial beings, Prince Caelan continued his journey, the light of the stars leading him ever closer to the celestial crystal and the answers it held. Prince Caelan walked along the path of starlight, the celestial guardians now behind him. Their trials had tested not only his strength and wisdom, but also his spirit. He could feel the weight of the universe pressing upon him, yet it was not a burden. It was as if he had become part of the vast cosmic dance, moving in harmony with the stars. As he traveled deeper into the celestial realm, the stars began to pulse and shimmer, their light growing more intense with every step. It was then that Caelan realized his final challenge lay ahead. The stars, it seemed, had one last test for him, one that would determine if he was truly worthy of the celestial crystal. The starlit path led him to a vast, open expanse where the sky above stretched infinitely, and the ground beneath his feet was made of glowing celestial dust. In the center of this space, a great circle of stars swirled, forming a glowing spiral that pulsed with an otherworldly energy. Caelan felt drawn to it, though he could sense the immense power it held. This was the trial of stars, a test that had been spoken of in the old stories, a trial that no mortal had ever completed. As he approached the spiral, the stars above began to move, slowly at first, then faster, spinning in a dizzying dance. They formed constellations that Caelan recognized from the star maps, mythical figures, great beasts, and ancient heroes. But there was something different about them now. The stars themselves seemed to be alive, shifting and changing, as though they were testing him, watching him, waiting for him to make the first move. Suddenly, a voice, clear and commanding, echoed through the vastness. It was the voice of the stars themselves. "Prince Caelan, You have come far, but your journey is not yet over. To claim the celestial crystal, you must prove your understanding of the stars and the balance they maintain. The constellations above are not merely patterns. They are the guardians of cosmic harmony. Align them, and you shall be granted the knowledge you seek. But fail, and you shall be lost to the void. Caelan looked up at the swirling constellations, their movements rapid and chaotic. The patterns he had studied under Master Altheon now seemed jumbled, as though the very fabric of the heavens had been torn apart. He knew he needed to restore order to the sky. But how? Drawing upon the lessons he had learned from the astronomer, Caelan closed his eyes and took a deep breath. The stars, he knew, were not random. They followed ancient rhythms and patterns, moving in cycles that could be predicted by those who truly understood them. He had spent countless nights gazing at the heavens, learning the way the stars shifted with the seasons, how they guided travelers, and how they revealed secrets to those who listened. With a calm mind and steady heart, Caelan opened his eyes and began his task. He raised his hand toward the first constellation, a great lion whose stars flickered in disarray. Focusing on the stars' movements, he gently guided them, shifting their light back into the proper formation. The lion roared silently as it reformed, its stars glowing brightly once more. Next, Caelan turned to the constellation of the winged horse. Its stars scattered across the sky like a broken puzzle. With careful precision, he realigned the stars, watching as the majestic creature took shape again. Its wings spread wide, as if ready to soar across the heavens. One by one, Caelan worked, restoring the constellations to their rightful places. Each time a constellation returned to its true form, the stars above him seemed to grow brighter, their light filling the vast expanse with a warm golden glow. But the task was not easy. The stars resisted him at times, testing his patience, and the sheer complexity of the celestial patterns challenged his understanding. As the final constellation, a mighty dragon loomed above him. Caelan felt the weight of the task pressing down upon him. The stars that made up the dragon's body were scattered far across the sky, and their movements were wild and unpredictable. For a moment, doubt crept into Caelan's heart. Could he truly bring order to such chaos? But then he remembered the words of the celestial guardians, and more importantly, the lessons he had learned along his journey. The stars were not to be controlled. They were to be understood, respected, and guided. With this thought in mind, Caelan reached out, his movements calm and sure, and slowly the stars of the dragon began to align. The great beast took shape in the sky, its fiery eyes glowing with approval. At last, the constellations were in perfect harmony, and the stars above stilled, their light shining brighter than ever before. The spiral of stars at the center of the expanse pulsed with a radiant energy, and Caelan knew that he had passed the final trial. The voice of the stars spoke again, softer now, as if pleased. "You have restored the balance of the heavens, Prince Caelan. The celestial crystal is yours to claim. Step forward and let the knowledge of the cosmos be revealed to you." With a heart full of wonder and reverence, Caelan stepped into the spiral of stars, ready to claim the crystal that held the secrets of the universe. And so, with the stars shining above him in perfect alignment, Prince Caelan took his final step toward the celestial crystal, knowing that his quest for universal knowledge was nearing its end. Prince Caelan stood within the glowing spiral of stars, his heart pounding with anticipation. The stars swirled around him, their radiant energy pulsing with a rhythm that matched the beating of his own heart. At the center of the spiral, something shimmered, a soft, luminous glow that seemed to beckon him closer. This was the celestial crystal, the legendary relic that held the secrets of the universe. With each step Caelan took, the stars brightened, casting a celestial glow over the entire realm. The vastness of the cosmos seemed to fold in on itself, as if the universe was waiting, holding its breath for what was to come. The crystal floated before him, suspended in the air, spinning slowly and casting out beams of light that flickered like distant galaxies. The crystal was small, no larger than the palm of his hand, yet it radiated an energy so powerful that Caelan could feel it thrumming through his very bones. Its surface was smooth like glass, but within it, Caelan saw the stars themselves, swirling and twinkling in an endless dance. The knowledge of the cosmos, the wisdom of the stars, everything was contained within this single, fragile object. Caelan reached out, his fingers trembling as they brushed the surface of the crystal. The moment he touched it, a rush of warmth flooded through him, and the stars around him exploded into a dazzling array of colors. The entire sky lit up with the brilliance of 1,000 suns, and Caelan felt his mind open, expanding beyond the limits of time and space. He was no longer just a prince standing on a path of starlight. He was part of the very fabric of the universe. Visions flooded his mind, each one more breathtaking than the last. He saw the birth of stars, fiery and magnificent, bursting forth from the darkness of space. He saw planets forming, their surfaces cooling and shaping into worlds teeming with life. He witnessed the flow of time, the rise and fall of civilizations, and the delicate balance that held the cosmos together. The knowledge of the stars poured into him, overwhelming and profound, and yet he understood it all. The crystal spoke to him, not with words, but with images and feelings. It revealed the secrets of the universe, the laws that governed the movement of the stars, the mysteries of time and space, and the eternal truth that all things were connected. Caelan saw the threads that bound the universe together, stretching across galaxies and worlds, weaving a tapestry of light and shadow. But within this revelation, Caelan also saw the danger. The crystal showed him a shadow, an ancient force that lurked at the edges of the cosmos, waiting for a chance to upset the balance. It was a darkness that sought not knowledge but control. It wanted to bend the stars to its will, to dominate the universe and plunge it into chaos. Caelan felt a chill run through him as he understood the full weight of the crystal's power. The celestial crystal was not just a key to knowledge, it was a key to control. In the wrong hands, it could unravel the very fabric of the universe, turning the stars into weapons and time into a tool of destruction. Caelan realized that this was why the crystal had been hidden for so long, protected by the celestial guardians and the trials of the stars. The knowledge within the crystal was not meant to be wielded carelessly. It was a gift, yes, but also a responsibility. The cosmic balance was fragile, and the crystal was its keeper. Caelan felt the weight of this realization settle upon him, but he did not falter. He had not come on this quest for power or glory. He had come seeking wisdom, and now he understood what true wisdom was. As the visions faded, Caelan's mind returned to the present, and he found himself standing once more within the spiral of stars. The crystal still floated before him, but its light had softened, as though it had given him all that it could. Caelan cradled the crystal in his hands, feeling the warmth of its energy pulse softly, like the heartbeat of the universe itself. The stars above him shimmered in approval, their light twinkling gently, as if to acknowledge the prince's understanding. Caelan knew now that his quest was far from over. The celestial crystal had shown him the cosmic truths, but it had also revealed the dangers that still lurked in the shadows of the universe. His journey would not end with knowledge. It would continue with the duty to protect the balance he had so eagerly sought to understand. With the crystal in hand and the wisdom of the stars within him, Caelan took a deep breath. He had faced the trials, learned the secrets of the universe, and seen the delicate balance that held everything together. Now it was his responsibility to ensure that this balance remained unbroken. And so Prince Caelan turned his gaze toward the horizon, where the next part of his journey awaited. The universe had entrusted him with its greatest secret, and with it came the burden of a new destiny. Thus, with the celestial crystal glowing softly in his hand, Prince Caelan prepared to face the shadow that threatened the cosmos, knowing that his quest for universal knowledge had only just begun. With the celestial crystal safely cradled in his hands, Prince Caelan stepped away from the spiral of stars. The cosmic truths still swirled in his mind, their weight heavy but not burdensome. He knew now that the crystal was not merely a treasure of knowledge, but a guardian of the universe's balance. And with this revelation came a new challenge, a darkness that threatened to undo all that the crystal protected. As Caelan gazed into the starlit sky, The shimmering constellations dimmed, their light flickering as if something far beyond was stirring. The stars themselves seemed to shudder. From the edges of the cosmos, the shadow he had seen in the crystal's vision began to take shape, rising from the depths of space like a storm cloud, blacker than night itself. The air grew colder, and the light of the stars flickered, struggling against the encroaching darkness. Caelan felt the presence of the ancient force that the crystal had warned him about, a power as old as the stars, twisted by greed and hunger. It was the dark sorcerer, an entity spoken of only in the oldest of myths, a being who had long sought to control the stars and bend their light to his will. He had been waiting, watching, and now, sensing the crystal's awakening, he had come to claim it. The sky split open, and from the darkness, the sorcerer emerged. His form was a shifting silhouette, cloaked in shadows that writhed and twisted like serpents. His eyes gleamed with a malevolent light, as though they reflected the stars he sought to extinguish. "So," the dark sorcerer hissed, his voice like the wind through a crumbling tomb. "The prince has found the celestial crystal. How fortunate for me." Caelan tightened his grip on the crystal, feeling its warmth pulse against the cold of the sorcerer's presence. "You cannot have it," he said, his voice steady. "The crystal belongs to the stars, not to those who seek to corrupt its power." The sorcerer's laughter echoed through the heavens, chilling Caelan to the core. "Foolish boy, do you think you can stop me? I have waited for eons, watching the skies, biding my time. The crystal will be mine, and with it, I shall command the stars themselves. The universe will bow to my will." With a flick of his hand, the sorcerer unleashed a wave of darkness that surged toward Caelan, a torrent of shadows that swallowed the light as it moved. But Caelan, now attuned to the crystal's power, raised the crystal high, and from it burst a beam of starlight, pure and radiant, cutting through the darkness like a sword of flame. The two forces collided in the sky, light and shadow locked in battle. The stars above trembled as the sorcerer's darkness clashed against the crystal's light. Caelan felt the strain of the battle deep in his bones, but the crystal's warmth steadied him. He understood now that this was not just a battle of strength. It was a battle for the balance of the universe. Summoning all the knowledge the crystal had imparted to him, Caelan began to shape the starlight, weaving it into patterns that mirrored the constellations above. He called upon the 7 stars of eternity, their power flowing through him, strengthening the light that burst from the crystal. The stars responded to his call, shining brighter and brighter, their beams converging on the crystal in his hand. The sorcerer, sensing his control slipping, snarled in rage. His shadows grew thicker, more aggressive, curling around Caelan like dark tendrils, seeking to choke the life from him. But Caelan stood firm, the light of the stars burning brighter in his heart. He knew that the power of the stars was not in dominance, but in harmony, in the balance that held the universe together. With a final desperate cry, the sorcerer hurled himself at Caelan, his form a whirlwind of darkness and fury. But in that moment, the crystal blazed with the light of 1,000 suns, its radiance banishing the shadows and illuminating the cosmos with a blinding brilliance. The sorcerer shrieked, his form disintegrating in the light, scattering like dust into the vastness of space. The darkness receded, and the stars once more shone with their natural glow, peaceful and steady. Caelan stood alone beneath the quiet heavens, the crystal now softly pulsing in his hand. The battle was over, but the lessons of the stars still echoed in his mind. The universe, vast and unknowable, had given him its secrets, and with them came the responsibility to protect the balance between light and shadow. As the stars twinkled above him, Caelan knew that his journey was far from over. He had faced the darkness, but the universe held many more mysteries yet to be revealed. And so, with the crystal's light to guide him, the prince turned his gaze toward the next horizon, ready for whatever challenges the stars might bring. Thus, the celestial crystal remained in the hands of a worthy prince, its power no longer a secret but a force for good. A beacon of light in the infinite tapestry of the cosmos. Prince Caelan stood under the quiet canopy of stars, their light shimmering like delicate threads, weaving together the fabric of the universe. The warmth of the celestial crystal in his hand had softened now, no longer pulsing with the fierce energy of battle. The dark sorcerer had been defeated, his shadows scattered to the far corners of the cosmos. And yet, as Caelan gazed up at the heavens, a profound silence settled over him. Victory had been won, but it left him with a sense of gravity that he had not anticipated. The stars, once again peaceful, seemed to twinkle knowingly, as if they too understood the weight of what had transpired. Caelan could feel the vastness of the universe more keenly than ever. The light of the stars, the essence of the celestial crystal, had revealed to him not just cosmic secrets, but something far greater. A truth that transcended time, space, and even power. He sank to his knees, the crystal still glowing faintly in his hands, and let his thoughts wander over the revelations he had experienced. The stars had shown him the birth of galaxies, the rise and fall of empires, and the endless flow of time. But in all these visions, one truth had stood out above all others. The universe was a delicate balance, a dance between light and shadow, creation and destruction, order and chaos. To control it, as the dark sorcerer had sought to do, was to unravel this balance, to destroy the harmony that held all things together. Caelan now understood that knowledge was not meant to be wielded like a weapon. The wisdom of the stars was not a tool for dominance, but a guide, a way to navigate the complexities of existence. The crystal had shown him that the greatest power was not in controlling the universe, but in understanding and respecting it. The celestial crystal glowed a little brighter in his hands, as though it too acknowledged this truth. Caelan smiled faintly, feeling the weight of responsibility settle upon him. He had sought the crystal in hopes of using its knowledge to bring peace and prosperity to his kingdom. But now he realized that true wisdom was not about changing the world through force or power. It was about maintaining the balance, preserving the natural order, and using knowledge with care and humility. As this realization washed over him, the stars above seemed to shift, aligning in new patterns that Caelan had never seen before. The constellations, once familiar and steady, now danced in harmony, their light forming new shapes, new stories. It was as if the universe itself was acknowledging his understanding, welcoming him into a deeper, more profound relationship with the cosmos. Suddenly, the crystal began to hum softly, vibrating in his hand. Caelan held it up to the stars, and as he did, the crystal's light merged with the starlight, creating a bridge of glowing energy that stretched across the sky. For a moment, it was as if Caelan could feel the heartbeat of the universe itself, the constant pulse of life, death, and rebirth that moved through every star, every planet, every being. And then, just as quickly as it had begun, the bridge of light faded, and the crystal grew still in his hand. The stars too returned to their quiet, steady glow. But Caelan felt forever changed. The connection he had forged with the universe would remain with him always, guiding him, reminding him of the delicate balance he had sworn to protect. Rising to his feet, Caelan tucked the crystal carefully into a pouch at his side. His quest for knowledge had led him to the farthest reaches of the cosmos. But what he had found was far more valuable than any treasure or power. He had found understanding, a truth that would guide him for the rest of his life. As he began his journey back to his kingdom, the path of starlight still shimmering faintly beneath his feet, Caelan felt at peace. He had faced the trials of time, space, and light, had seen the rise and fall of great forces, and had come to understand the most important truth of all. The universe was not something to be controlled, but something to be cherished, respected, and understood. And so, with the stars above him and the wisdom of the crystal within him, Prince Caelan walked on, ready to return to his kingdom, not as a conqueror of the cosmos, but as a humble guardian of the balance that held all things together.